Joseph was the youngest son of Jacob, and boy did his dad love him. Jacob adored Joseph more than any of his other children, which, as you can imagine, didn't sit well with Joseph's older brothers. They were green with envy, watching their fathers shower Joseph with attention and affection. One day, Jacob decided to show his love for Joseph in a very special way. He made him a coat, but not just any coat. This was a coat of many colors, more beautiful and intricate than anything the other brothers had ever seen. Joseph wore it proudly, which only fueled his brothers' jealousy even more. Now Joseph was a dreamer, and he had some pretty wild dreams. But here's the thing. He didn't keep these dreams to himself. Oh no, he just had to share them with his brothers. One day he gathered them around and said, "Listen to this dream I had. We were all out in the field, binding sheaves of grain. Suddenly, my sheaf stood up straight, and all of your sheaves gathered around and bowed down to mine." You can imagine how well that went over with his brothers. They were furious. But Joseph wasn't done. He had another dream, and of course he had to tell them about that one too. "Hey guys, I had another dream," he said. "This time, the sun, moon, and 11 stars were all bowing down to me." His brothers couldn't believe what they were hearing. They were seething with anger and resentment. The brothers had had enough of Joseph and his dreams. They feared that these dreams might actually come true one day, and they couldn't bear the thought of bowing down to their little brother. They started plotting against him, their jealousy turning into something much darker. At first, they wanted to do away with Joseph completely. They thought about killing him and throwing him into a pit. But one of the brothers, Reuben, spoke up and said, "No, we shouldn't kill him. Let's just throw him into a pit instead." Reuben was secretly planning to rescue Joseph later and return him to their father. But things didn't go according to Reuben's plan. While he was away, the other brothers saw a caravan of traders passing by. Judah, another brother, had an idea. "Why don't we sell Joseph to these traders?" he suggested. "That way, we get rid of him without actually killing him." The others agreed, and just like that, they sold their own brother into slavery. After selling Joseph, the brothers had to come up with a story to tell their father. They took Joseph's beautiful coat, tore it up, and dipped it in goat's blood. Then they went to Jacob and said, "We found this in the forest. It looks like Joseph has been attacked by a wild animal." Jacob was devastated. He believed his beloved son was dead and mourned for him deeply. Meanwhile, Joseph was taken to Egypt as a slave. He faced many trials and tribulations, but he never lost his faith. He worked hard and gained the trust of those around him. Eventually he ended up in Pharaoh's household, where his ability to interpret dreams caught the attention of the Egyptian ruler. When Joseph was 30 years old, something incredible happened. Pharaoh had some troubling dreams that no one could interpret, but Joseph, with his God-given ability, was able to explain their meaning. He warned Pharaoh of a coming famine and advised him on how to prepare. Impressed by Joseph's wisdom, Pharaoh promoted him to a position of great power. Joseph became the second in command of the entire Egyptian empire, answering only to Pharaoh himself. It was a remarkable turnaround from being a slave just a few years earlier. Pharaoh rewarded Joseph generously, giving him the finest things Egypt had to offer. He had beautiful clothes, expensive jewelry, and a magnificent house. Joseph was living a life beyond his wildest dreams, or perhaps exactly as his dreams had foretold. But the story doesn't end there. Back in Canaan, Joseph's family was facing the very famine he had predicted. The crops had failed, and food was scarce. Jacob heard that there was grain in Egypt, so he sent his sons, Joseph's brothers, to buy food. When the brothers arrived in Egypt, they had no idea that the powerful official they were dealing with was their long-lost brother Joseph. But Joseph recognized them immediately. He didn't reveal his identity right away, though. Instead, he tested them to see if they had changed, if they had learned from their past mistakes. Joseph put his brothers through a series of trials. He accused them of being spies, held one of them hostage, and demanded they bring their youngest brother to Egypt. Through all of this, Joseph was watching and listening, trying to understand if his brothers had become better men. Finally, when Benjamin was brought to Egypt, Joseph couldn't contain himself any longer. In a dramatic moment, he revealed his true identity to his shocked brothers. "I am Joseph," he declared. "Is my father still alive?" The brothers were terrified. They thought Joseph would surely take revenge for what they had done to him. But Joseph surprised them all. Instead of anger or bitterness, he showed them forgiveness and love. He said, "Don't be afraid. What you meant for harm, God meant for good. He sent me ahead of you to preserve many lives during this famine." Joseph's forgiveness was a powerful moment. He embraced his brothers, wept with them, and invited them to bring their father and settle in Egypt where he could provide for them. It was a beautiful reconciliation, showing the power of forgiveness to heal even the deepest wounds. The story of Joseph is a tale of dreams, jealousy, betrayal, perseverance, and ultimately, forgiveness. It shows how God can work even through difficult circumstances to bring about good. Joseph's journey from favored son to slave to powerful leader is a testament to the power of faith in the unexpected ways our lives can unfold. In the end, Joseph's childhood dreams did come true, but not in the way anyone could have imagined. His brothers did bow down to him, not out of defeat, but out of respect and gratitude for the man he had become and the mercy he showed them. Joseph's story reminds us that even in our darkest moments, there can be hope for a brighter future, and that forgiveness has the power to transform lives and heal families.